fáilteúr Caribh go léir agus cogáirgus a gháil gach duine go háirithe na líine san dámh na líine fáilsúnach agus an éon Celtic san Laurelin agus I Galashpari Manuel. I'm delighted to welcome all of you here, particularly our public representatives, the staff and students, and very particularly also to join the call in welcoming the students and staff from the Second Public School here. This festival is important on so many fronts. It seems to me that when Ireland first embraced globalisation, it was probably in the arts and humanities it did it with the great tradition of scholasticism and scholarly work of the Irish monks in Salamanca, with whom we still have great links, of course, and with the many other European focuses in which the Irish monastic tradition impacted during the Dark Ages. And they were dark then, they're pretty dark now as well. And we continue to feel that in our scholarly work, especially in the arts, humanities and social sciences, that we do so well here in this university, that in our scholarly work our international repute continues to be of the highest standard, and the recognition and achievements that we're achieving not just in Ireland here but also right throughout the world, that's still something we can cling to with great pride and with great distinction. I will say libraries, it seems to me, have been at the forefront of the transition in global civilization from the literary world to the digital medium. This has been an extraordinary transition which has happened in most of our lifetimes. Most of us, any of us who were born before the 1970s, grew up under the impact of Gutenberg in the 15th century. Those who are here from the post-1970s are far more likely to have been influenced and impacted by Bill Gates. So this huge mindset of transformation of the way in which we learn, the way in which we transmit information, even the very way in which we think and be in the world has been so profoundly transformed. And part of thinking and being in the world, that negotiation has happened in libraries, probably more than in any other centre of the university. And it is to be so admired, the work which librarians have done in this area over the years, and the work which this library in particular has done in leading that particular development. However, in that change, we must still, I think, hold on to some key concepts and some key traditions. We must, I think, as educators, imbue in children the notion that books are beautiful. They smell beautiful, they have a tactile quality, they promise excitement and the possibility of new neighbourhoods, of new imaginative neighbourhoods that you can wander into and wander out of, in ways which I have to say the Amazon Kindle doesn't quite do. And I think we do need to somehow imbue in our children the love for books and the love for reading, and out of that will come the love for learning. In the work which is now happening in Ireland, the Growing Up in Ireland study, we're beginning to realise that children at the age of 9 begin to lose interest in reading. And certainly if they're going to lose it, it's around that age they begin to do so. By the age of 14, we know, in second level, in second year in second level, about 25% of the cohort of children begin to disengage profoundly from the world of education, and very particularly from this faculty's viewpoint around two key subjects, mathematics and Irish. So somehow we now know that 15-year-olds, I've mentioned this in a number of fora here in Ireland, that 15-year-olds have slipped very significantly in their reading abilities over the last 9 years. About 25% of all 15-year-olds are at the two lowest levels in the OECD in terms of reading ability. Of that 25%, I would say 75% are young working class kids, and primarily young working class boys. So we are in the world we're in, raising a very literate population, but at the same time missing out on a huge minority, which will pose such a challenge to all of us as educators and to the overall social cohesion of the society into the future. So it seems to me if children and young adults somehow leave college, whatever sector they're in, knowing that books are wonderful things, and somehow being drawn with a gravitational pull to them, that is the best possible legacy we can give them as educators. For all of the people here in the university sector who are working in scholarship and research in arts, philosophy and Celtic studies, of course we must also name the importance of that work today. In an era where this work can go unnoticed or might go unrewarded or unrecognised, where there is such a huge and understandable emphasis on developments in science and technology, we must also draw attention to the creative side, to the right side of the brain that the Irish have for at least 1,000 years managed to make something of. So our work in music, in drama, in literature, in the world of philosophical debate and thought, and generally in the world of ideas, that is something which we must value. And it's great we have public representatives here. We have a new government coming in the next few weeks, and to create the understanding that this kind of work has a value both in itself but also from itself and for the wider society in terms of its economic return and also in terms of its return in enhancing the well-being of the people. These are values which we must hold on to and cling to and celebrate and promote. And today we're celebrating it. I want to thank everybody who has been involved in this, the library, the faculty, the deans, St. Patrick's College Maynooth. As a student here, I was talking with Cathal Macaulay recently on another matter, and one of the great gems of this university is the Russell Library, it seems to me. I would hate to think that a student might go through NUI Maynooth and spend their entire career here and never visit the Russell Library. So that's something I think we really do need to address, how somehow the Russell becomes a central part of the heart and soul of this university. So thank you all, and the best of luck.